Well, thank you all for coming. So the Mirage started out as a overly optimistic TV series pitch. Back in 2006, a producer for Fox TV Studios, who was a fan of my last novel, Bad Monkeys, asked me if I had any ideas for original TV series. And I had wanted to tell for a long time a story about 9/11 and the War on Terror, but I wanted to do something different than the kind of stories that other people were telling. And at that time, it seemed to me there were two basic templates that people were gravitating towards. There was what you might call the right-wing template, which is about a group of patriotic Americans squaring off against evil foreign terrorists, and what you might call the left-wing template, which is about a group of patriotic Americans squaring off against evil foreign terrorists and feeling ambivalent about it. And both of those stories, have a lot to recommend them, which is why they're popular. But what they both kind of give short shrift to, I thought, were the innocents on the ground in places like Baghdad, Arab Muslims who were not terrorists and whose only crime was just being the wrong kind of people in the wrong moment in history. So I thought it would be interesting if I could find a way to combine what was best about those two other story types and then find a way to find a more central role for the Iraqis. And eventually I hit on the idea of turning the world upside down. And so I wrote this 11-page treatment for a TV series that was going to have a largely Arab Muslim cast and open with a reenactment of 9/11 in Baghdad. And I showed this to my wife, and she said, are you insane? She said it with love, and maybe a little bit louder than that. And I knew she was right, and I knew this was probably pushing past the boundaries of what you could reasonably expect to get on television, particularly at that time. But I also thought it would make a really interesting TV series, or failing that, an interesting novel. And that was the thing. Because I am a novelist, I always had the fallback plan B if the TV people said no. So I showed my treatment to the TV people, and they said no, very politely. They didn't call me crazy, but the phrase that I remember is, "This needs another layer of metaphor." And I didn't think it needed another layer of metaphor. I thought it was fine the way it was. So I went back and got to work on it as a novel, and much to my surprise, my publisher has never had a problem with it. So 5 years later, here I am. And so I'm going to read a little bit from the beginning of the story, and you can sort of imagine yourself in an alternate reality watching this on HBO in 2008 or so.